G'day, I'm now 2 months and 3 or 4 days into my job as Minister of Civil Defence for Racing and for Senior Citizens and Associate Commerce and Associate Local Government. So 2 months and a few days and I'm still smiling. I've learned a lot over this period. Civil Defence portfolios kept me very, very busy as we suspected, and I made sure that I was well on top of that portfolio very early on and met with officials and understood how the whole process worked. And then on June 13th, which seems a while ago now, but just a few days after I was sworn in, we had another major shock in Christchurch, another earthquake. It was a large earthquake, but at the end of the day, we didn't need to go past a bit of a monitoring brief in the Civil Defence portfolio. But about 3 or 4 weeks ago, we had an earthquake up in deep in the Pacific, and the tsunami warnings of potential tsunami came out. And that was a very interesting lesson actually, because all of our official advice and our team here at Civil Defence, we kept a warning up even though Twitterland and some other media decided that there was or was not a tsunami coming to New Zealand. It was quite an interesting lesson into some of the language that was used, and we're addressing that at the moment because there was quite a bit of confusion around that. At the end of the day, if ever in doubt, rely on New Zealand Civil Defence, Emergency Management and your local authorities for your warnings. They are accurate, they are considered and are appropriate for New Zealand. And what's appropriate for here may not be appropriate for what someone said in, say, Chile or somewhere else. In the racing portfolio, I've spoken at a few meetings and conferences now. In the racing one, interestingly, one of the things that's probably not too well known out there is Vote Racing is about $221,000. And as Minister of Racing, or for racing at least, very, very important distinction there, for racing, $221,000 is the Vote Racing. But the Racing Board, which is pretty much in charge of all things racing, they administer $1.6 billion per annum. $1.6 billion. And it's that board who are charged with the long-term future and viability of that industry. And I'm quite sure with some of the discussions we've had that they'll be doing their utmost to make sure that they are doing all they can do with that, within that board and with the bodies that are representative of that on that board, to make sure that that industry becomes mainstream and viable again, because it certainly faces a few challenges at the moment. I recently opened the Pipfruit New Zealand conference in Hawke's Bay in my hometown in Havelock North in Tukituki. That was really good, and I noted that it should be a celebration conference. Of course there are issues in the industry, there always is, but a celebration conference because after 90 or so years we almost have our apples into Australia. It's very, very close. There are a few details to iron out, but overall the industry is very, very excited. There are a few issues that need to be sorted out locally about access to and how we export into Australia, but we should celebrate that because I'm quite convinced the moment the Australians manage to crunch into a good New Zealand apple, nice, juicy, fresh New Zealand fruit and apple, they will wonder what they've missed out on all these 90 or so years. So I'm very, very much looking forward to that. Great news for the Bay, great news for Nelson Marlborough, great news for New Zealand, that one. And of course, I'll probably just end on the note that as I record this, Hawke's Bay Magpies are second on the table, and we've got the other minor bay, because we are the Bay, but the other Bay, Bay of Plenty, we've got a game against them in their hometown this weekend, and so we're looking forward to putting the Bay on top of the ITM table.